We've learned dozens of former Special Forces agents were hired by a Minneapolis security company after George Floyd's death and the unrest that followed across the Twin Cities. Our Jay Cole spoke with the head of that company about who he thinks caused the wave of arson and gunfire that week.
The worst 3 nights were May 28th through the 30th. A wave of arson, gunshots, and Molotov cocktails pushed law enforcement right to the edge, along with the Minnesota National Guard. One guy with high-level security clearance tells me it was not protesters who tried to incinerate the Twin Cities.
It was a real serious anarchist thing.
Yes. That's what it appeared to be.
Michael Rozin is an Israeli Defense Forces veteran and is a former Shin Bet agent, Israel's equivalent of the FBI, and he now runs Rozin Security. That's an international company based in Minneapolis. Rozin says he hired former Navy SEALs, Army Rangers, Green Berets, and CIA agents during the unrest, and he says here's what they found.
The anarchists, the extremists, operating in an organized fashion. They operating in what appears to be almost asymmetric warfare manner. They operating in small cells. They would move from one point to another point. They will set up barricades. They will open fire. They will know how to control the city in such a way that police becomes irrelevant to an extent.
Here in the Twin Cities?
Here in Twin Cities. That was really a remarkable thing to experience.
Rozin tells me his evidence shows they were neo-Nazis and anarchists, mostly white and from out of state. And he says fairly sophisticated.
And the extremists, they would move in groups of 2 to 3 to 5, and they would, it appeared as if they were coordinated, and if someone was controlling them, at least that night, where to go, where to start the barricades, where to open fire.
Rozin says their goal is to build a wall of mistrust
between the government and the public, and the government's ability to provide a safe and secure environment, to create a form of anarchy, to undermine the validity of any institutions out there. I think that was the primary objective. I think if National Guard wasn't there on time, and if we weren't able to curtail this, it could have become a lot worse. A lot worse.
Could have been neighborhoods.
It could have been neighborhoods.
Rozin says once the National Guard got control of everything, he says his evidence shows the anarchists probably packed up and moved on to another city just to do the same thing all over again. Reporting in the newsroom, Jay Coles, 5 Eyewitness News.
And Jay also tells us Rozin says it's important for all of the thousands of peaceful protesters to condemn the violence whenever they can, to make the anarchists know that they are not welcome.